I'm doing this video because I find it easier to talk, and also I wanted this is a personal video to Maharaji because I felt, the last few days we were into a lot of prayer and we were seeking God because there are various angles at which we were jammed. We couldn't understand, and we know that God has promised a lot of prosperity to us, and it is written in His word, "You will lend and not borrow." You will eat plentiful. These are all the promises that God has given us. We have never robbed anybody. We have never taken anything what is ours. And in 2013, I made a decision not to have anything to do with Calcutta Samaritan Samaritan Ministries, even though I'm the daughter. But in between, I thought, if they helped us a little, it would have helped. But, I began to realize that no, this is not working. And also because, the anointing in my life, I felt that is, their belief systems, their value systems, they operated, even though they pray and all, but they operate in the natural. And the people around in that ministry, like, little bit violent, gunda types, so, I felt there is a very negative influence over there, and we didn't want to get sucked into it. And I said that to Azad in the beginning. He said, "Oh, you'll have to manage on your own, and you need." But see, it is a faith walk with God. It's a faith walk, and when I started doing the NGO work, I was not thinking about money. I just wanted to make a difference in people's lives. And the way I went about it was meeting a local council, and it was a very groundbreaking work I did because no one has ever done anything like that. Even my father, though he was the first one to work with communities, according to the anointed priest of God, that it was like Elisha had taken the cloak. You have to read the Bible. When he was crossing the Jordan, he cast his cloak into the Jordan and the river parted. And there is a spiritual significance to that in my work area, in which I did a double, a different, he did one, but I did one better, actually. I don't need to put my parents down, but that was the anointing in my life, and that was of God. But the Calcutta Samaritans people are in favor of me being there, and especially my mother. I'm around my siblings also, my third sibling. All my siblings, sort of ganged up. So, but we didn't want anything to do with that. And my sister called me and said she wanted the Calcutta Samaritans. I didn't say anything. I'm not the one to give away what I have inherited. I'm not that type of person. But we have stayed away. They change the papers or documents. There is all kinds of things. And you can't correct something which has begun to rot. You can't change it. When people inside have compromised on so much, and then they were robbing my projects. My micro credit, they robbed that project. And there was a person who was involved there from this Prana International. They suddenly decided to start an NGO. But you see, God told me clearly, that you will save your family. My own family is my son. That's all. That is where the work area is, and that is exactly whom we are focused on. And so actually, I didn't know anybody. I met people firsthand like Iqbal, Bobby Amiruddin, Shushmata Bhattacharya. I met them on my own, and I talked with them, and I have documents of my work. I didn't just go there and talk. We had papers, which we signed, an agreement was made. It's all in writing. So we have documented our work, whatever we have done, emails, whatever. I worked out a cyber cafe. It was not having money, not having a laptop. In 2013, 2012, I met Bashir Sheikh. He was my first Kashmiri contact. We had gone to that, Kashmiri Emporium, and we talked with him, and he was very much drawn towards me and my mother, and we talked. And then I left after that. But one day I went back again. We talked for some time, and I told him I want to do a Kashmiri work. He was very supportive. And I made this trip to Delhi because we already did this project for the Sufi, for secularism actually, and I met the Indo-Turkish consulate. We had gone there, so they invited me to Delhi, for that one Turkish dervish, Turkish festival, things like that. So I went. But I had met someone by the name of Colonel Ashok Sharma, introduced to me by my sister. So, I didn't have any money at that time. So he said, why don't you do, sorry about the background, why don't you do a social project? Okay, I did one for him, and he was not happy. He said, you're not giving this, you're not doing that. But I got my money. 15,000 was what we sold. And I booked a train ticket and I came to Delhi. And my idea was really to meet Wazat Abdullah. I mean, I thought he's all in all as far as Jammu Kashmir is concerned. I felt he was an authority on the subject, And I got very attached to him. In the beginning, when he talked to me in the email I sent him, he understood that, he understood me that time. And he told me I'll meet you anyway. So I was determined to meet. I talked to him one day. I said, I don't have anything to do with this. He was not happy with that. Anyway, we met in Delhi. And 1 month I was stuck in Delhi. I had no money. Jacob Cherian was the one who sponsored my trip, and also Smita Joshipura. They were the two people who really fished me out. Nobody really, actually, I met this Rajesh Suneja also, he took me everywhere and all, but I shared my work with him. I said, what the NGO work? He said, very, very nice. I'll help you out. I know this, but we missed out on meeting those people he wanted to introduce. And I think it was a blessing in disguise. In the end of the day, when I look back, I think all those mishaps, actually God stepping in and saying no. And I was stuck in Delhi, and one time we didn't have any money. I had to walk from Khan Market to International Chanakyapuri because no money. Suddenly saw there's not a dime. So actually, almost there. Then I was too exhausted. Delhi, the heat and everything, summertime, and I was hungry also. I hadn't eaten anything. So I called up Bashir Sheikh. I said, I don't have any money. I'm very stuck. I need cash. He said, don't worry, I'll organize. So 3,500. But, I got into this rickshaw, auto rickshaw. And I told him, I can't walk. He said, koi baat nahi, hum aapko pahuncha dega. Free, he dropped me. And I said, no, if you come back later, I'll give you your money because, just now, just wait here, I'll give it to you. He said, no, I don't want it. That's what he told me. So actually I was staying in Chanakyapuri that time, and I would love to go to Khan Market. For one reason, there was a nice coffee shop there, and there were lots of books. Love to read. Reading is one of my happiest occupations. Information is something that I always loved, And it was books that actually changed my life. So I was reading a book. I came across a book, a small little book written by a girl. And she said in the book, that she had met Maharaj Karan Singh, and he took her hand and took her all over Kashmir. And I thought, that little hand, catching a hand going everywhere, really touched my heart. And I thought, I think I should bother to find out who this person is. And I saw the book, I read it, and I found that he lives round the corner, but actually I wasn't paying attention. Those days I was not at all paying attention, and actually I was first basking in my freedom away from Calcutta. I love Delhi. I always loved Delhi. Not today, before also I'm born there, so I have a fondness for that city. Nobody ever harmed me when I was in there. Maybe there were bad people who were wrong intention, but God always protected me, always. And this financial situation where people treat you bad because you're like little bit Bhikhari types, you didn't come in a Rolls Royce or Mercedes Benz. That was, I felt little bit like when I went to see Wazat, we talked for some time, we suddenly realized that she doesn't have any money. And so actually we weren't welcome after that. And I think he tried to, I don't know, I can't speak for anything there. But I met him in the office, I went a couple of times and met him. The thing is that, just a moment, I'll just open the door. A video over there, so don't dump anything that stuff.
Don't?
Dumping.
Dump? Yes, your phone has a lot of empty space, so please try to maintain that space that you have. So if you take like 2, 3, 4 different videos and make the cuts, delete the old ones.
Okay, sorry about that. We had to go and open the door for Abhinav because he went to the shop to do some shopping. So that's how he helped me a couple of times, Bashir. But we had a friend, from AG school, and he, when you stay in international guest house, you can't stay on the weekend. You have to get bail out. And I, of course, didn't have money to stay in a fancy place at all. Staying international guest house, 500 a day was okay for me, but those 2 days, Delhi, if it's Calcutta, somehow I would have managed, but in Delhi, I don't know any place, So where to stay? A couple of times we managed to stay in the Bengal guest house. One time I went and stayed, very nice, sweet and all. But and I particularly liked the bathroom. It was a big thing for me. I'm very particular about those things. And but Arun Bose from ITC, because we worked with him for the NGO work and all, I told him CRR. He said, okay, I'll just arrange something. I have a friend of mine. So it was the Sardar family. His wife was Malayali. So he said, you go to their house. So we took a gari or something and we reached to Greater Kailash. And we stayed in their home. Initially, he pretended not to like me and all. I can read the lines, but she was not excited to see me at all. And we stayed there one day, and then they said they were going out for a party or something. But since I'd come, no, we don't want to go, it's okay and all. And they took me out. And we went to a place for lunch or for some ice cream or something. There was this boy who was under the tree, and he said, I felt, because of my son, again I apologize for this is Kolkata, Bengal, live in a very simple area but very quiet, very decent Bengali area. So actually we did this, we stayed in their home. And I was very distressed about the boy not having food to eat, his no place to go. So I thrust in his hand 100 rupees and my card. I told him, you go to Stevens Hospital because he had addiction problem and you get help over there. Promise me you'll go. And he said, I don't have any parents, I don't have any father, he just sat there. And really, actually, it was on my heart for a long time. I wanted to start something for abandoned children in Delhi, which was, kids on the platform. I had read a book called If I Were Rain, very fantastic book, must get your hands on it. And it's a photographic story of children who are abandoned on the streets. Very moving story also, and so actually it was so much haunted by that. That was one of the, my heart has always been to rescue children. There are a lot of young children who are abused, they are sodomized, such horrible things happen to them. And I also believe that if a child is on the street, he's used to that freedom. You have to give him space. Today the delinquent laws are really weird. You have to put the child in some horrible juvenile home, and then it's like a prison cell. Kid will get suffocated over there. So, my whole ideology was to work with people on the street, just work with them, and open doors for education, put them in an education place. You have to de-orientation, you have to do an orientation with them so they get used to, the stable life. They have to learn trust issues. These are all the things that I understood. However, this family didn't want to bring him home, and I was very upset. But I don't remember their names. Say some Singh or something, and they knew Manmohan Singh that time, who was the Prime Minister, go for parties and all. So actually, I gave a gift, sari and something, and he came back for it. He said, he called me the next day. He said, where are you? And he came and met me in Chanakya. Actually, he started flirting, and I met him a couple of times. I met him. There was a nice little restaurant in Chanakya Puri, and then he said, why don't you try, each time they would tell me, have champagne, have this. So, I obliged, but actually I don't drink. I'm not an alcoholic, I'm not a, pirakkar or something. But, if somebody gave me white wine or red wine or something, in a public place, and say I don't drink, it's very awkward also. So, but very funny behavior from the wife. I began to feel like uncomfortable also, and it became clear to me, not to revive that, meeting again. He told me, Vandana, if you want to stay in Delhi, I'll help you out. Kahin bhi rehne ka. But I sent an email to them about my NGO work. And when Bashir Sheikh suddenly arrived on the scene, and he called me, where are you, and all, and I went, and he told me, oh, you're drunk. I wasn't drunk. If you have champagne, of course you will smell of champagne. Nothing wrong with having champagne. And and he said, you will go home now. So actually, I was completely blank. First, I had no money, number one. I was wondering why he ordered me back home. And he said, you will fly with me. This is what he told me. I didn't like it. I began to dislike this authoritativeness, this kind of control spirit. I began to dislike intensely. And I was dragged to the India Airlines office, and he told me I would fly with him, and he said, give a ticket with her and me together, we will come. I didn't like it. Whenever I travel, I don't, leaving Abhinav or someone who is, I respect, who's close to me, who I've developed a relationship, it's okay. But I basically like to travel alone. I'm a free bird. I don't like somebody praying into my free space. I like that isolation. I got used to it. And, you don't want people to... Nice to talk to somebody when you're traveling. I think it's okay. Depends where you're going. But generally speaking, okay or no. Mere saath chalo yahan. I've heard that so many times. And I don't like staying with a man I don't know in my room. I don't like anybody in my room, and I'm traveling especially. I like my space because I'm working all the time. I've gone for work. So I really don't enjoy, if it's a guest house, like, international guest house, you can't help it. But generally speaking, going anywhere, I think it's always better to live on your own, not stay in somebody's house, you know, harass them. No, I don't like all that. I always like to stay on my own. So this is a story, and he became a little bit, bossy. I didn't like it. And when I came back, I somehow, that by my body language, that guy understood I don't want to. He said, no, there are no tickets. So a separate ticket was bought. I left the next evening, the very evening I left, and I came back to Calcutta. I can't tell you how I hated coming back. It was a colossal mistake in the first place. And coming back here, when I came down the street, I thought, on the airport all the way to my mother's Ripon Street, it was so horrible, I thought, I've come back to darkness. This is not where I should be. And I went and met my chairman. He gave some money. We opened a bank account and we got the PAN card, all these things. And it was sounded good. But this Bashir Sheikh started calling, He said, you come and have lunch with me, you sit with me. I don't like all that. I said, certainly not. And from then on, a relationship just completely went kaput. But in 2014, I was staying with my mother. We would go every day to the cyber cafe now. So these people, these Prana people got involved. And they created a story. Like, first they tried to set me up with somebody in the cyber cafe. And they forced him to take me here and there. And he was, like in a desperate state of mind. He was like, I couldn't understand the behavior, And I came a little late, and my mom just freaked out. And I also got a little bit mad with her because, I just thought, what is the behavior? 1 or 2 days, like, you're not going late everywhere. But they had told a different story to her because that was a plan that I should not stay in Russell Street. That was really. And then I decided I'm not going to stay. I just took whatever, my bag and my clothes, what I was wearing, and I walked out of Russell Street. I just want to stay. In the meantime, actually, my husband Nelson, Abhina's father, and Abhina met me in